Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm John Yamasato, your host, and joining me today is Mr. Kyle Shimabukuro.
How's it?
And Devon Nekoba.
Howdy.
After 3 long weeks, we have everybody here. So,
No.
and we'll introduce our guests in a minute. Okay. Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
No.
Okay. Before we begin, let me remind our listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the show. There's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast. And finally, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. If you'd like to help the show, get more music on the channel, please go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com and donate. There you'll be more connected with the show and be invited to all the events and stuff like that. We do have a July shoot coming up at the Four Seasons, which you can join us at, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Who's going to be the artist, or can you say?
I can say what we have planned, sort of, so far. So we're supposed to have 10 feet, which will be our guest for that.
There's 6 guys that now.
well, I think it's going to be 8 feet that day because I think one of the guys were. So there was a little bit of like, hey, if we come this day, we're going to do more acoustic eve, which I like actually. So,
their acoustic stuff.
Their acoustic stuff's really good. Yeah. So that's the plan. But like things change all the time. So I say that, but
you never know.
Buyer beware. Yeah.
It's just nice to have them playing live. They really took to it with a vengeance.
So as the Patreons, they get an announcement. We'll let them know when and where and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Do we need to find out from Kyle how the trip was?
We'll talk about that a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Kupu Kupu Landscaping, landscape architects. Call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate, or you can go to kupukupulandscaping.com. I'd like to thank Fort Ruger Market. I got to say, man, I think, people do come up to me and they go, oh, I went to Fort Ruger Market because I hear it on the podcast. So I think it does help that we're doing this.
Annette last week said, I'm going to go back here now.
Yeah.
Food is really
good. So the fact that the food is good, I think, helps a lot. Brian had the spicy ahia.
Yes.
How was it? Okay?
Oh, super good.
Okay.
I used Devon's chopsticks, though. Sorry, Dev.
All family already.
Yeah. You can
if you eat first and then I eat after, that's fine. Okay. If if we're sharing the chopstick where like I eat a bite and then you eat a bite, that's weird.
Yeah.
If you eat all your food
no. I wore my mask. It was good.
Yeah. You can find Devon, Kuma 94.7, and find Kyle at highlifeclothing.com. And now, I'd like to introduce our guest, who is a favorite of the show. We love having him on. It just makes me feel so much more relaxed and easy when this guy's on. So, Mr. Bryan Tolentino.
Hey, aloha mai kako.
Bryan with a Y or an I?
The correct way with a Y.
The correct way with a Y. I don't know about that, but okay. We'll go with that. So, Mr. Bryan Tolentino, ukulele master, friend, Facebook connoisseur.
I guess.
You get all the word out about all the things that's happening in music all the time. I find out things through you.
Oh.
So the fact that you're out there is a benefit to us all, Mr. Tolentino.
I mean, staying in touch. That's what I use it for. And food posts, mostly.
Oh, that's right. You are kind of a foodie. You and Devon would get along.
Yeah, no.
We do, actually.
Devon's a eatie, though, more than a foodie.
Yeah, me too, though. I mean, I just love sharing. I tried stopping posting, like, pictures, but all my mainland friends, like, bro, where's the food? Okay. So if I remember, I'll take...
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yes.
As someone who does not... Because I don't care for food pictures because I'm not into food, but is it... When you see a picture of the food, are you just imagining eating that food and that's what makes it interesting to you? Or is it more like, oh, that is a place that I can go to get this food and that's what makes it interesting to you? Or is there something else within that I am not aware of?
Lighting.
It seems like he's overthinking this a little bit.
I think all of the above.
Yeah.
Well, all of the above. Okay.
It's like something I'd eat and something that people can go get. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you wanted to try it, you can try
I think it's helpful to see what you ate in that week if you just post all your food, though, too, dietary wise and whatever, yeah?
See, that the stuff that is unhealthy.
Oh.
I mean, it's just,
it looks good.
But I don't post my oatmeal, my breakfast shakes, my salads.
Oh, I
'Cause
see.
that's boring.
Yeah.
You know, people they'll say, Brian, you should be like 300 pounds. No, but I ate oatmeal this morning. I had a breakfast shake. I try and monitor what I eat.
Yeah, you don't look like you eat that kind of rubbish food.
Oh no,
and
but
stuff.
I
You
eat
look in
rubbish
shape.
food. I love that.
Wait, so you never got into the fasting thing?
No?
So you do have a breakfast, but it's a shake. What kind of shake do you do?
Okay, on 8 ounces of milk, on protein, frozen blueberries, spinach, and maybe a little bit of honey. That's all.
Every day?
When I don't want to eat spam and eggs, yeah. No, but I usually try. I used to use that as a supplement, but I was losing weight. I got sick, and it wasn't COVID, but I lost like 12 pounds when I got sick.
Wow.
Oh.
It was like, so I said, you know what? I have to eat. My wife said, you gotta eat. So I eat, you know, but I'll drink a shake maybe 3-4 times a week. Eat oatmeal 3-4 times a week for breakfast.
Wait, where'd you come up
Which
with
is
the recipe
boring.
for that smoothie thing? Because I've never heard anybody do it that way.
Well, I know runners, the spinach helps the, I don't even know what it is, oxygenation, the oxygen.
The blood.
Yeah. And then blueberries is healthy, right?
So you run to it?
I used to. I walk more. Well, that helps too.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can walk, I'll go do walking. Yeah, at least 3-4 times a week.
Oh.
So it's just
More
balance.
active than us guys.
Oh, yeah, Garen's.
It's just yeah. So I don't eat just what I take pictures of. I eat healthy.
But the pictures are to get some clout, to
don't know.
show like, man, this was exciting.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good food, you know, and people. Some people don't know about places like in Wahiwa or wherever. Yeah, so just
Where's the last place you ate that kind of impressed you? The food.
where was I? Sparky's on Maui.
Sparky's.
It's like kind of in the Kahului industrial area.
I think I know where that is. That's by all where the tire shops are and stuff.
Yeah. So they used to have a lunch wagon. Oh, I think they still have the lunch wagon. So I ate this Hurricane Poke Nachos. It was super good. And my wife had the pastele stew
Oh.
Man.
on rice. So that was
I think
good.
I drive by that all the time because my wife lives over there.
Yeah, so it's like right off the corner. Go check it out.
She's from there.
We're
She
from
doesn't
there. She doesn't live over there
She
anymore,
lives
yeah.
over there and you live over here, then you're
Yeah.
getting a
Yeah.
divorce probably.
Yeah. No, but it's good. I think that was the last place because I was just at George Kahumoku's Slaki ukulele camp for 1 week.
Oh yeah.
And on the way home, we called our friends and they said, yeah, go check out Sparky's because our niece works there. So yeah, so it was really good. I mean, I'd the way I rate things is I'd go back again.
Okay.
Makes
You know.
It's
sense.
a simple. That's
Yeah.
a simple rating
Yeah,
system.
it's like
It works.
I'll go back again. So it was good.
How was it over at Uncle George's?
It's good. Herb was there. Herb
Oh, yeah.
Bota Jr. But it's a cool hang because if you want to cut class, you just go jump in the ocean. It's right there at Napilikai. It's at the
it's at
Napilikai.
Napilikai.
Yeah, so
They
it's,
do it over there.
it's-
Okay.
You need Hawaiian miles to get there from Kahului. It's all the way, you know.
So when they say camp, that's on real camp then? You guys camping on the beach?
No.
or-
We're staying at the Napilikai Resort.
Oh, it's a glamp.
Yeah, I guess. Not camp, retreat. I don't know what you call it. But got to hang out with like Ledward Kaapana,
Wow.
Sonny Lim, Jeff Peterson, Stephen Inglis, James Kimo West, myself, Herb Bota Jr., Kevin Brown, and we just taught for 1 week. 6 days.
Who takes the classes? People sign up.
Yeah.
People with
And a lot of these people go to the camps. Like there's the Aloha Music Camp. I think Herb Jr. goes to. That's the one with
Keola has a camp.
Yep, all of those. So
Really?
yeah. But it's crazy.
People from the mainland, they just come
Yeah.
down. And,
Yeah.
So you think about it like, okay, I want to go to vacation to Hawaii, but I want to do something different.
Yeah.
I don't want to just do the tourist thing. And maybe they're a big fan of ukulele or swaki or something. And then now it's a chance to sit and learn face to face with Brian and
Basically.
Herb and Ledward Kaapana.
So
and
the campers bring their guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we have workshops all day.
okay.
And we have, well, this is how it starts. Ledward Kapan gets up at 4:30. So he started this instructor jam at 5 a.m.
Bro.
So we get up, and Ledward, he can play it by himself for 2 hours straight. So we all started coming, and we just show up at 5, and we just jam, Kapila. And then the campers, they come, they drink coffee, and they sit and listen.
Wow.
Then breakfast is at 7, and we start teaching about 9:15.
What kind of experience does these campers need to have before they do this camp?
From beginners to advanced to
Never held a guitar kind before, or
yeah, those people don't usually come.
yeah.
Those are the people they typically give to me if I'm there.
And it's a 1-day camp.
We don't know what to do. Either.
No, but I think there was close to 100 people
Wow.
at this. And George's camp, I think this is the 25th year that he's been doing it. So there've been people that come.
You ever seen campers? I guess because you got to be kind of have money to do this thing.
Yeah.
You see campers with guitars better than you guys then.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they like to they know
Yeah.
what they're playing, and some of them are highly educated as far as instruments and even playing. Some of them are real good, but like you guys were saying, when you're gonna have an opportunity to sit with Ledward and just pick his brain,
that's
or
unreal.
learn from Jeff Peterson, or learn from Sonny Lim, or and it's all week, so you can take different classes.
So is a curriculum set up, or do they just for an hour Brian's gonna be over here on a beach and you can?
No, I mean there's
Play with him,
level 1 ukulele, level 2, and I just teach them what I teach them. Kind of the way we learned in Hawaii growing up. It was you hear it, you see it, you catalog it. Whereas some teachers are more, excuse me, classroom teachers.
Yeah.
I don't have any handouts. I just say this is what we're going to learn. This is how we're going to learn it. But it's structured. I try and connect everything that I teach throughout the week from one class to the next class. So it's repetitive. Because at some of these festivals or camps, it's brain drain, man. There's so much stuff going on. It's hard to retain.
Yeah.
So I just build upon it. And then there's a camp kind of kapila every night. So I would tell them, okay, whatever you guys are learning, I'm teaching you guys. Don't look for perfection. Just look for progress. Find something that we learned and apply it in tonight's Kanikapila. Where there's just some of these chords or hearing the 1-4-5, that kind of stuff, instead of open your book to page 37. And some people, they cannot follow along, so they get discouraged. So I tell them, no, just listen. Listen where the 1 chord is, the 4. If you can get those 3 chords, the 1, 4, and 5, that's most songs. That's most music in the world. Yeah. So just listen for that. And then, okay, this is the vamps. This is what you listen for. Huh. So then I'm trying to get them away from having a book or play me a song. Okay, let me get my book. And, it's like, no, listen. If I'm playing a song, because that's how we learned, right? You hear it, you see it, you catalog it. And there was no, YouTube or any of that. I had to wait week to week to go to the family parties or see Peter Moon live, maybe, or Eddie Kamai. It's like, okay, you just try and pick something up, and then you go home and practice.
Yeah.
And that's where you learn the most, instead of, okay, Peter, can you give me all the charts for what you're doing? There's no such thing. You need all of that, though. You need all the tools in your toolbox, the theory part, but you got to know how to play by ear if you're going to perform. If you want to perform, which helps me. I don't really need this, because we grew up just listening. I can figure stuff out just by hearing it.
Is that an art that's being lost, do you think, nowadays?
Yep. Because you can go on YouTube and learn a song.
Yeah.
Right. It'll show you how to play it. It'll give you music. There's so many resources with music. But I think you got to play the music. You can have all this analytical stuff, right? You collect all the tools, but if you don't use the tools, then you become a teacher.
And these camps are a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
They give you because I think there's only the classes go from 9 till maybe a little after lunch, and then a lot of the day is free form, and then you'll see Dennis used to go to a lot of these too. So Dennis would just be sitting, by himself, and you just go hey, can I really liked Wahine Ilikea. Can you show me how to? And he'll show you how to do
Really?
that. And yeah.
Yeah, that kind.
I'm sorry. For me, I've never heard of this at all.
Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah,
it's-
I don't think we're
it's
in that
just completely-
category
yeah,
of
so-
richness.
Yeah, so it's this completely foreign thing to me. Like I don't understand.
So
No,
when you
the
guys
only
do
thing I
the
can relate it
podcast
to-
next year,
Yeah,
that's where you should be doing the podcast.
Oh.
because the only thing I can relate it to is like those rock camp
it's
things,
kind of
right?
like that.
Where you-
Yeah.
Right, where you just. But even then, it's a
Even
you
then
know.
you cannot afford to go.
But yeah, but you know, like Vince Neil is there trying to
Yeah.
teach you how to sing, but this seems like a very different animal
It's very-
because
and-
it's that plus you're
you see all
relaying
your
this
heroes,
yeah
right, in the
yeah.
same room.
But
That's
but you're
crazy.
also it seems like it's a much more relaxed
Oh, super
thing,
relaxed.
right?
You know, I can go jump in the ocean and go straight to the workshop. And I've done that a couple times. My shorts still wet.
And then they make it fun because they always have like I don't know about George's one, but when we used to do the Big Island one, they would cook have an emu and then cook a pig and then everyone would eat dinner.
So they don't
and
make it stressful where you get tested and on
No,
oh,
no,
no, no,
you
no,
get it.
not at all.
If you don't want to
Okay.
go to any classes, you
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
to.
That's why I say, if you
can
just
just-
want to jump in the ocean and detox, go ahead. You know?
Or if you just want to listen to you guys play
Or if you
music.
just want to listen, sit in the back, or just listen and...
I could deal with that. That'll be
No,
awesome.
it's cool because George's camp is different than most because he owns a farm. So he has periods where you can go visit the farm, go work the farm. They have Lao making classes.
No
They
way.
yeah.
How many days is this camp?
It's usually Wednesday through Wednesday because George has a Slack Key show every Wednesday at the Napilikai. So he bookends the camp Wednesday through Wednesday. So the first set of instructors perform that Wednesday. The second set of instructors perform the last
And that's
day.
once a year.
Once a year. This year it's
Interesting.
May 30, whatever it is, going into June, Wednesday. I just got the dates. So it's cool, you know. I didn't. They'd asked me to go before, but because I was working at the post office, I could never schedule it. So I went last year for the first time. Now they want me to come back every year. I said,
What is the camp name again for those that want to contact?
the
or-
George Kahumoku Slack Key and Ukulele Workshops. You can go to his website, George
cool.
Kahumoku Jr. Yeah, go check it out. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it not because I've been there, but it's just stuff, and it's Slack Key and ukulele. And then we started having talk stories. Like Sunny Lim and I would talk story about, you know, what does it take for an ukulele player to play with a guitar? What are you thinking? I've had with Herb Ota, like, what is he doing to accompany me? What am I doing to accompany
What
him?
food is he thinking while he's playing?
Yeah. Is he really happy? I keep telling this, but the best quote was from Jake Shimabukuro. He says, you know, I've never seen Herb angry, but I've never seen him happy.
That's true. That's true.
You know, but if you guys know Herb, he's a crack up, man.
Yeah, he's so funny.
He's a super crack up.
His stage version is different from when you talk to him.
Oh, exactly. He's like,
You know.
the sigh. John knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sighs and he just kind of, you know. But yeah, he's totally different. But one of the cleanest players that I know, and John probably too.
Yeah,
is
he's
just-
great. He makes it look too easy. That's his
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his cross to bear, I think.
I always tell people like, because I've sat next to him for many years and played and been like, oh man, that doesn't seem too hard. I'm gonna try. I go home and I try. I'm like, oh man, this is so hard. What he's doing. But he makes it look like it's nothing, you know.
Yeah, that's his demeanor. But
Effortless. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's super accurate, super just clean, super one of the best guys out there.
But his dad was like that too.
yeah. So
You think
You know, he had
it's
good
in the
genes.
genes?
I think so, and you know, growing up with it,
Mm.
it's ingrained. It's in your,
Exposure, yeah.
that's in your DNA. Just like Peter Moon Jr. He never grew up like really taking lessons. I believe, but when you hear him play, he's the closest to his dad that I've heard.
Wow.
Really?
He doesn't. He rarely plays though now.
Yeah.
He's more teaching, but he's the closest. Like, just that instinct, yeah, that intuition is hard to come by, and I think that's just DNA.
I don't
Jeez.
think I've ever even heard Peter Moon Jr. play. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he played with Cyril at the Kanikapili Grove for a long time. And then after Cyril passed away, he was teaching, and I think he moved to Hawaii Island. But one of the talented, unsung guys that people rarely hear.
You know, I ran into Kalena from Kapena. The other day we were at a Kalena Ku event, and she's on the Big Island now, or Hawaii Island, I guess. And she was telling me that there's some other pretty like big name music artists that are moving up there. And I was like, wow, you're creating this little musician town where you are, kind of thing.
Nadley and Io Kamau are moving there.
Oh, are they moving there too? No.
Well, they're building their house, but
That's right.
they live in Japan now.
What?
Oh, really?
Oh.
They live in Japan while their house is being built.
Oh, sheesh.
But they got regular gigs through Kei Yasuda. Big promoter. You know Kei.
I know,
big promoter. He St. Louis graduate. You knew that. He's a St. Louis graduate. But so he got them working. They have a place they're renting and stuff. So
Wow.
No wonder, because she posted a couple times. She posted on Facebook, "Oh, I fell down and hurt my eye or something or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "But you're in Japan. What are you touring? What's happening?" I didn't
she-
realize you were living there.
Yep,
That's
yep.
wow.
A couple months now, or maybe more.
So what happens with the hello and stuff? Because she has a hello in Japan and
Well,
here, right?
less here, I guess. You know, because she was part of the Mom's Them Halau,
yeah.
But she has Halau in Japan, so that's sustainable. Because Io
Well-
also teaches hula,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I know Kuana goes back and forth and stuff, and so it's possible.
Oh yeah, Kuano has his hands in all kinds of stuff.
Similar with George. George has going back to the camp and stuff. He doesn't just do the camp. He's got the Slack Key show, and he's got the farm, and he's got the guy's just like
He
writes
tours.
books. Yeah,
he paints because he's actually an artist. He went to school, I think, in California, to be like graphic artist kind of stuff. But he's selling the farm,
oh yeah.
so they're moving to, I think, Santa Cruz or somewhere.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What kind of farm is it?
Like fully goat.
Oh, that kind. That kind of farm.
farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But it's like
Goats and
bananas.
hoi and-
Like
yeah.
this farm. Yeah.
It's funny. One time we were up there, and he's like, "Oh, come visit on the farm," you know. I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh, you
It
did?
was with Herb. It was like a working tour.
Yeah.
They made him work.
Oh no.
And then after he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have lunch." I'm like, okay. And I have the kids we have the kids with us, and this is like, you know, they're small. They're only like 4 or 5 years old or something like that. And then he's just grabbing stuff like leaves and tomatoes and stuff and just throwing it in bowls. And after all, I'm like, is this what we're gonna eat? You know? And then it was just like a salad of stuff he just grabbed from.
That's unreal to think
and I'm
about,
like,
though, yeah.
No,
That
but
you
yeah.
can
Yeah,
grab
but I was
from
like,
the land and
my kid's
eat.
not gonna eat this. There's no meat. There's no
There's no hot
sauce.
dog. What's
No dressing. Nothing.
There's no gravy. There's no.
Isn't that the standard though? When somebody go, "Come my farm, check it
Yeah,
out."
yeah.
You know that there's work involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had people go, "Hey, come, you like check out my loy," and I go, "Man, no, thank you."
Send me pictures. Send me
Yeah,
pictures.
same pictures.
Yeah.
It's
Herb
a
was
working
telling me that
lawyer?
story.
Oh, okay, that's different. Hang on.
Yeah. So, well, that's good, man. I'm glad those, and I guess with the attendance being what it is, I guess it's back because you know COVID shut all that stuff down.
Yeah, so it's they had one right after COVID, and it was maybe half or less of the people
Yeah.
that traveled to Maui. But it was rocking, man. This year it's fun. You guys should go. You know, just a couple days. Just
I've
come
never
hang.
invited to these things. I've been to like 2
Oh yeah.
in my time.
Why
Well-
aren't you invited?
Well, because I'm not known as a slack key player, and then I barely play the ukulele. I mean, I can play the ukulele, but I'm not. You know, no one needs a rhythm guitarist lesson. So, the only time I've ever gone is because I had to play with somebody.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
they like make up some excuse like, "Oh, John, teach the beginner class how to strum or something." That's
No, but
I-
what you could do is teach the way you play with running bass line and stuff like that.
Yeah,
'Cause
but-
that's
but-
super.
But
unique.
apparently, no one wants to learn that because
Well, they also don't know, maybe.
I bet you people, if they knew that was available, they would come.
Yeah,
wow.
you know. And then, they'd get a chance to hang with you and you sing all the John Yamasato Pure Heart stuff. No, but that's... People, sometimes they just want to
Talk
be
story. Get
in
to
the
know
presence of these people.
Yeah.
Get to know
Yeah,
you, get to hang.
Which is the main thing. Is it's John's going, they'll be in my presence for what? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the
because every time you bring up John as like a world famous artist, he gets hives.
You know what you can do? You can get invited, but your station is on the beach, so you just throw one pole, put it on sand spike on a bell,
Oh, yeah, they
and
got
sit
that.
out there with a sand chair, and if people go, hey, like to see John Yamasato, go right over there by that pole over there.
Yeah. Or if you
Sometimes-
really want to feel better, the two of us will go
Oh,
because
yeah.
we have absolutely nothing to offer.
And we watch
And
your
then-
pole for
yeah.
you while you give lessons.
Yeah. You can give lessons. You see,
Yeah.
if you feel like you don't know nothing, look at these two guys.
Yeah.
But see, this is how you do it. You do a high sessions from there. You do
Oh,
a high
yeah.
sessions and do like interviews and spend the week there
That'd
and
be
do
a nice
podcasts.
documentary
and
kind of thing,
exactly,
too,
because
yeah.
those things aren't
true.
documented. I don't know. George, well, you know George. He'd probably go along with it. He'd say, yeah, you got to check with Nancy, though.
And then make sure we don't have to work in the
the
farm.
No,
Yeah,
I think
don't
it'll be
wanna do
sold by
that
then.
part. Yeah.
No, but it's just maybe not the whole week, but just
Yeah.
couple
It is.
of
I mean,
days.
it is a neat idea, and I think because you guys are in that area, like all the musicians, you kind of all know each other. You play these things. For those of us who are not in the know or don't have enough money to be in the know, it's actually kind of fascinating to sit there and go, okay, I'm gonna walk on the beach and Lerica upon
Just
is gonna be
imagine
sitting there playing. You're going, hey.
The impromptu Kanikapila that you guys
Yeah,
have
that
at night.
must be
that must be
fantastic.
off the hook right there.
If we just pulling songs from the past and
Yeah.
it's no music, we just playing
And
with
you
feel.
just sit in
Man.
a big room and everybody can play along.
Yeah,
great.
that too.
Well, who sings the songs?
Whoever, like,
Who-
we'll just go
people
round
just
robin.
jump in
Like,
and sing?
Len sings, I sing. Herb doesn't sing. Jeff doesn't sing. Kevin Brown, Brad Bordessa, another ukulele player, he'll sing
yeah,
a
Brad.
couple. Stephen Inglis, he sings. Kimo
does
West.
Peter ever make it out there?
Peter.
We know.
Yeah, he teaches too.
Yeah, okay,
He's there, so he hangs.
He sings.
Yeah, he sings. So we all sing, pretty standard stuff, and everyone gets to play with us in the evening Kanikapilas. We just pull up
Damn, that
songs.
sounds like fun, man.
Yeah, that sounds crazy, man.
Yeah, and this is so Napili Kai is out for those listening. So if you have Maui, there's Lahaina. This is a little past Lahaina.
It's
Yeah.
toward
Kapalua area.
Toward Kapalua, by the golf courses. So, it's fun. I knew about it. I've never been to, but I'm hooked. I mean, just to go hang. So, my wife and my grandson came 4 days out of the 7 days I was there. So they just hang, and the rooms have 2 burners, refrigerator, sink. I mean, all of that. And they'll also offer, if we're not teaching a workshop session, that people can sign up for private lessons for like
Oh, wow.
30 minutes. And it's included with the package. So I taught mostly workshops, but I had some days where Herb taught mostly private lessons because he's been there many years. Yeah, so people go and take his private lessons. You can take
Yes.
private lessons with lead.
God,
And
That's
sometimes
amazing.
sometimes it's just talking story,
Yeah.
or show me
that would be us.
Yeah. You know, I got an idea, John.
See.
High Sessions Music Camp. But you do them on Oahu. And you have them at Camp Urban, so me and Devin can afford to go. And then, they go, come to Cabin 17, where Jake Shimabukuro going to be teaching some ukulele lessons.
So watch out for the bed bugs.
I was gonna say
No, they've had James Hill teach over there.
James Hill. Yeah. He's been at some.
So, yeah, it's fun. People don't know about this, and
No,
they
no,
don't.
they did. We're like,
No,
what?
they're- but then Alan Akaka has his Aloha Music Camp. I think it was in Kona this year, and one camp, Paul Simon was at the hotel, so he hung out with them for a little while.
Wow.
Listen to them. Yeah, so it's, and Alan's camp, I know he teaches steel guitar, right? There's Kiho Alu, there's ukulele, there's hula, there's Hawaiian language, And Keola has the same type of camp. John Colivas teaches bass, and Herb goes to that too. Well, he
Herb
all
goes to
camps.
most of them.
Yeah, all the local ones.
Yeah. Well, Brian, grab your ukulele. We'll do the rest of the interview with you holding your ukulele in case we want to bust out into song.
You're
And
gonna
then-
use your guitar? Then? You're
Yeah,
gonna use the
I
ukulele?
have my guitar here. It's funny because whenever Herb does his workshops, because even in Japan, like half the tour is always workshops and half the tour is performances. But Herb's style is just like, all I hear is some ukulele and I hear again. And you hear him play again, again.
And then it's like, okay, you got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes.
I'm like, is
Okay.
that how your dad taught you, Herb? He's like, yeah. So it's just repetition.
Sounds
with him.
stressful though.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of camps, this Saturday, I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee for Jake Shimabukuro's ukulele retreat.
What?
Myself, Herb Ota Jr., Jeff Peterson, Craig and Sarah Chi. I don't know if you guys...
Yeah, we don't Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Craig actually is
He's
part of
been-
our... Yeah, he's been helping out with our Hisessions shoes lately.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be in Nashville for 5 days.
And same setup, just people come and go and
There's about 95
people.
plus people coming from all over the U.S.
holy moly!
Some people from George's camp.
Really?
Yeah.
How far ahead do they book this thing?
Oh, kind of long, yeah.
A year.
Maybe. I know I found out about Jake's the end of last year.
Huh.
So it's what, 7-8 months?
How are they advertising this thing though? Like only on the inside.
You know what it is? I think like so. There's a a contingent of people that come to the shows. You know, when George them tour and stuff like that, and it's kind of word of mouth spread. And in fact, some of our patrons that support this show are people that I've met at the camps
Really?
and stuff. Yeah, it's a tight little community, and everybody really supports each other.
Yeah, it's
They're also unbelievably rich because they can keep going all over the country to go to these things.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much it costs or anything. I'm usually an instructor,
Yeah.
so they just want me there.
But,
But they pay you to be an instructor, which is nice.
I don't
Yeah.
remember I mean, probably I don't. Remember
you don't
if
get
I
paid
did
to-
or
Let's
not.
invite John to all of these because he doesn't get paid. He just fly. We just gotta fly him up and they'll just do.
We gotta wait for the Camp Urban one though, me and you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
remember that one of the stories was there was a camp out in Pahoa on the Big Island,
Hmm?
and you're in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Always.
Pahoa
Yeah.
is like
Pulling out
there's
there.
not even a McDonald's or
Yeah.
anything.
No,
There's
you're
just
driving an
one-
hour and 45 minutes to get to anything.
Yeah, and so on the last day they do like a concert,
Mhm.
right? And so I had to play at like 1 o'clock or something. That was my slot. And then I was like, oh, I should eat something, but I don't like to eat right before I play, right? And
Right.
Mhm.
1 o'clock's right around lunchtime. So I go at like 11 o'clock to the kitchen. I'm like, is their lunch ready? They're like, no, we're still cooking stuff. So I'm like, oh, man. So okay, I'm just going to jump in the car, get a real quick bite. I get in my car. I drive like halfway down the road. I'm like, where am I going? Where am I going? There's nowhere to go.
There is nothing.
Not like I can go get
Yeah.
something. So I ended up going to the general store and they had couple noodle.
Yeah.
So I got a couple noodle, went back to my host house, which I was staying at. Someone let me stay at their house, and then I just cooked a couple noodle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so there are a lot of these
yeah,
camps.
so
That's
some of
amazing,
them are
man.
like glamping like that, and then
Yeah.
there's other like the Pahol one is a little bit more like camping.
Yeah.
They have this huge house out there, and everyone just stays in the house, like, and you just have your room.
Like 100 people staying in this one
It's
house.
a smaller camp, but yeah, there's a lot of people that stay in that.
And even pre-pandemic, I went to one in Oregon where it's like at a campsite. There's like a big room, but everyone, you can either, they're tents or they're rooms, like most bunk bed kind of rooms that one central shower area. But you teach and you just hang.
Why is Jake's camp? Why did he choose Tennessee?
I think
Well, the company that's doing it, Dreamcatcher,
Okay.
they put on these big camps. They do it, so it must be somehow between Jake's management team.
yeah, I was gonna
and
say his
them,
management is out of Nashville.
Because what kind of music is he teaching in Nashville? Like, is
I'm gonna teach what I teach here.
Yeah.
Hawaiian music?
Well, I mean,
Hawaiian
just
music.
more thought process.
I want to
and-
learn Sweet Home Alabama.
I'm wondering what would be the
No,
interest.
because
No,
you know,
they know what they're getting.
coming from Hawaii, I'm not gonna teach them country western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna teach them exactly what I teach them here because they may not have the resources to be in Hawaii. So
Although interestingly, right, a lot of Hawaiian music has a country music sort of feel to it. Some of the songs,
because it's folk music. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's folk music. But the cool thing is, like, people don't know that the steel guitar was invented in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, so, and there's a exhibit, I think, in the Country Music Hall of Fame and stuff that showcases all of those things. So that's going to be kind of exciting for me to go beside the brisket and the hot chicken and the biscuits.
Getting back to the eating again. So
Yeah.
you go all the way around.
There's
A lot of picture
connection,
taking.
bro.
A
There's
lot of
connection.
picture taking in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there are a lot of these camps or retreats that starting to pop up again, and
That's great.
What is the, I guess for you as a teacher, what is the draw for you? Is it that you get to share what you do with these campers? Is it the intimacy of it? Because, you know, you could teach at Wyndham Community College and
Right.
have 30 kids in your class. You know?
I think it's that I get to share with people who not necessarily get to come here or have access to me only maybe through Zoom, but just bringing Hawaii to them, how I learned it, you know, and because I didn't start out being a teacher. I just have the passion for sharing the knowledge that I have, you know, and it comes from experience playing with all these artists, the recording. So whatever I teach, I've done. I can do. You know, it's not like I went to UH for 4 years. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to play ukulele.
Yeah.
No. Everything.
And I would assume that the campers there are there specifically to see you guys do this.
Yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
It's not like a high school or a college doing it. I need the extra credit. I'm going to take one class.
No,
you
so
know.
the passion for them
Yeah, the
is
passion is there.
real.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is attentive. Everyone wants to be there.
Yeah.
You know, so the sharing or teaching is so much more easy because they're receptive. They're ready for the information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like walking into a class and my mom sent me to this. Kinda,
you get who you get.
yeah. And so I've taught at Kamehameha and Punahou, and that they're there. I'm just subbing and I'm teaching. So it's different. You know, when people like, okay, I'm ready to learn today. Let's do this. And it helps me because then I get energized when I see that people are receptive. Yeah. But that's just me, you know.
Well, plus I think you each have your own sort of thing, your speciality, I think, that you teach, because it's not just ukulele, but for you, you're known as not just a technician, but also as somebody who, I think you'd mentioned this before the last time we talked, is you listen to the person playing and then you find the thing that works with whatever they're playing.
Yeah.
And not everybody can do that. It's an actually a learned skill. So to try to teach somebody who's, you know, coming to this camp and they've just been strumming away on this ukulele, they have no idea.
Yeah.
And you go, well, no, but see, if you're listening to the
If you're
guitar
listening
and you
this
hear
is
this
what-
other part that you can put in, that kind of stuff. Right?
It's more the musical awareness and thought process that goes into playing. Not just all of the bells and whistles and all the technical stuff, but okay, how do I use this? You know?
That's a great transition, Devon. Perfect.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
So, because Bryan, you are known as the improviser, right? We just stick
Okay.
you in whatever and you just
Yeah.
go. So
Okay,
I
so-
wanted to run through your thought process on that.
Okay.
So first of all, what do you have here? What do you
This
have
is
as an
a
instrument?
four-string kamaka tenor. It's a logi, and like I said earlier, when we were not on a podcast,
Do you always play with a low G?
yeah.
Hmm.
Guitar players play wherever the hell they want, right? They don't know. So once they come past the 5th fret, that's right where I'm playing. So it's kind of like, if he's playing here on a piano, why am I going to play here on a piano?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want a
Right.
different.
I want just a different voicing
Right.
so that the sound spectrum is broader. See, like if he plays over there, he's playing this chord, then I'd play something like, or
See. Okay, yeah, so I was going to go do something like this. So if I'm doing this,
so this is where he's playing. I could go. And to just add to what instead of I mean,
Yeah.
so,
The
you know,
chord that you're playing is the same chord.
Yeah, just in a different place.
in a different octave? Or-
Yeah, just instead of playing here, I'm playing here on a piano.
Okay.
So it's a different arrangement of notes. So I want to hear this. So even if an ukulele player is playing here, like when I play with Herb a lot, and he's playing here, I'll play something up here. It's two ukuleles. Is it incorrect to play the correct chords accurately in time? No, that's the goal. To play the correct chords accurately in time. And people, they follow along with the book. But I hear where he's playing. I automatically just move. And then I don't have to do the same, I can just one chord or
But
one.
is that a learned thing over years? Is it did somebody teach you that early on
No,
and you just
it's just through experience, hearing stuff differently, and nothing was written. I mean, I learned the theory part, and that helps me when I get stuck. But that's what he's playing, right?
yeah.
I could do. Or I could just do. Same chord, just in a different position. I could do this all day.
So the key is to learn all the different structures of that same chord.
A good friend of mine, Professor Byron Yosui, says, "You paid for this, you might as well use it." It's like speaking a better language because then you have more options. So all I'm doing is just playing different voicings of the same chord in different positions on the ukulele.
But
I mean,
Okay, so like let's say John's playing a G.
Yeah.
And then you
I could play a G.
Yeah, you're playing a G with him, but in a different.
Yeah, so I'd be playing G up here on the guitar.
Yeah, but are you playing like a G minor 7 or are you
Okay,
adding all this kind of stuff?
for me, because there are 4 strings on the ukulele, I'm actively thinking of putting 4 notes on the ukulele. Because the G chord,
Yeah.
these 2 strings are octave. So it's actually a 3-note chord on 4 strings. I would play like a G6 or a G69 or a G6. Just because I want to hear 4-part harmony as opposed to 3-part harmony. And sometimes just by adding that one note, it colors whatever the guitar player or whoever the ukulele player is doing. Yeah. So there is a method, to my madness.
Oh no,
It is
there's no doubt. There's
Yeah.
no doubt. It's just interesting to hear you do that because I mean, no disrespect to her, but I'm sure her can do that
Yeah.
if he wanted to, but he has a different take on it.
Okay, there is no correct methodology
Right.
in playing ukulele.
Sorry, Herb. Don't be mad at me. I wasn't dissing you. I promise.
He was. Oh, no. But, he's going.
Herb's going like,
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Dave. Thanks, Dave.
hey, next
No,
time I
but
see you.
there is no. See, we all know her.
I know. So, people are gonna be like, "Hey, did anybody show Herb this part of the podcast?"
I'll highlight it and I'll tag him. No, but it's there is no official correct methodology of teaching or playing ukulele.
Yeah.
So we all do it differently.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends too, though, because what Bryan does is very. It gives a song a different sound.
Yeah.
Versus, I think if you want to use Herb as a comparison, what Herb would do is what you would traditionally think you would be hearing. So
Yeah, he does a lot.
Can you
So
emulate him at all? Could you?
You mean facially or?
No. Like playing wise, just so that we can give maybe listeners an idea of the difference.
So I like Jake and Herb. I guess it'll be lead ukulele. Are you accompanying ukulele or are you a lead in a different way?
Yeah, I consider myself more of an accompanist
Okay.
because I enjoy playing. I don't have the spotlight doesn't have to be on me.
So John takes the more center. You put in the fill.
And I just color. I
color.
call it fairy dusting. I just color to whatever he's doing. So it's not. It adds, but it's not taken away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Less is more, and it can really change the feel of the music. So I can actively make you feel differently by what chords I play and how I play it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with doing Well, I mean, it's lead, but just coloring, not lead. Look at me, lead.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of, and this is an analogy I use. It's like dancing at the Mirror Monarch, and we're all line dancers. We're not individual soloists dancing. So it has to work together in order for it to present what we want to present.
Okay. Can we try something real fast?
Sure.
Okay. Do the same thing
Yeah.
and have him feel, and do a happy feel, and then do a sad feel. Is that possible with that same
Just
chord?
voicings.
Yeah.
I can try.
This is the song "Catching a Wave," by the way.
So this is minor chords that I'm using, right? So these are a little bit more brighter chords, yeah.
So more upbeat, happy. Okay.
Where these are. It just has a minor tonality.
Think about if I would have to change.
You have to go slow, yeah,
Yeah.
John.
No, I mean the chord will fit.
Oh, it sounded fine actually.
Yeah, either or. So it's just being an accompanist. There are just subtle differences in what you're trying to do or accomplish. You know, again, one of my friends, Bryan Tolentino, says, you know, a great accompanist is noticed when he's not there. Because the music is still good, but
Yeah.
like you take that element out and it's like, I don't know what's missing, but maybe something's missing. So that's my thought process when I'm playing. I don't need to be, oh, look at me, I'm Bryan Tolentino sitting next to John Yamasato. It's like, no, John, if you're going to play, I'll just follow you. And because I want the artist to feel comfortable. Because if there's stuff that I wanted to play, not everybody would be able to play the stuff that I want to play.
Yeah.
I do that with Nui. You know, but I love these kinds of situations where we just add to the music.
And that's
Because-
why when you go to the festivals, Brian plays with like 18 bands.
Yeah, I know exactly.
No,
I was
but-
like, hey, just
But
come up and play.
it also takes the skill of figuring out what the artist is trying to convey for you to fill in, right?
And this is my most important tool. Not the theory part, but it's like, okay, what is John playing? How is he playing?
Now, when you do the lead, are you playing? Do you know your scales and stuff?
Kind
Or-
of. I know what works and what I want to. You know, I could, because this is just a scale in D-Ray.
Yeah.
But it's.
But those are all the notes in the scale, right?
Yeah, but it's just where you put the emphasis on the syllable. No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's how you play it, where you play it, where you put it, where you don't put it. You know, and that just through experience and listening to other artists. But you're not gonna learn this by reading a book. You gotta play live music. If that's what you want to do, you gotta play live music. And you got to make the mistakes. You have to. Like, oh, I know this is not going to work, so I'm not going to play it. Yeah. And you just have to.
I want to ask you about, okay, that it was a long time ago, but when you played with Right There with Kapolei, we were at that big thing with the orchestra and stuff.
Okay.
Remember? We were at, it was for a fundraiser for
Okay.
for Kapolei High School. They had a symphonic band thing, and I think it was you and her and a couple of guys all playing together. But it was interesting because you had to figure out a way to fit what you were doing
Yeah.
within the context of not just the band, but the band, because it was a symphonic band that was playing behind you with
so I'm
horns
listening
and
to
all
the
kinds of
band
crap.
too, and just trying to. Maybe I'll play less. Maybe I'll just stay away from if she's playing ukulele.
Yeah.
Because I've done gigs with her.
Yeah.
Just to ukulele, and she's
Yeah, very
and I'll
general.
actually- and just coloring that way and trying to stay away from the first 3 frets because that's what
She's playing.
where she's playing. You know, it wouldn't make sense to me to play all the exact same correct chords that she's playing. Then it's like 2 people playing on the piano, playing the same.
Right.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Some of this. I want to hear, and this is the base of what I'm listening to.
And so you teach that to the campers as well?
I just have them listen or be able to choose, add vocabulary. Well, this is where the second F is. You can play it. This is how you can apply it. You know, instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time, learn to play on the 2 and 4, because the bass usually plays on 1 and 3. Like when John plays doing that or something, anything.
Right. Played on all of mine.
Yeah. So I'd just strum on the 2 and 4. So it's boom ba boom ba boom, because the bass in a trio usually play on 1 and 3.
Right.
If the guitar player is 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll just syncopate, but down strum or an up strum. See, subtle, yeah. So you can hear a chord 2 different ways. You can hear it that way, or you can hear it. But you don't notice that.
Yeah.
But it's subtle, and those are the things I try and do. And when I'm accompanying somebody, that's my thought process. Basic, just listening.
What are you typically plugging yourself into? You put a lot of effects on your stuff?
Not at all.
I know you do a lot of distortion and...
No, that's the other guy. That's the natural guy. No, but see, that's the lead guys.
Yeah.
I've done that before. We've all done that. Whatever Jake has done, we've all done before. Plugging into distortion, just trying different stuff out, right? But I find that I enjoy being an ukulele player the most by doing this kind of stuff. And people can just, hey, Bryan, come play, shoots. I mean, they don't ask me to rehearse. They just say, come play.
Yeah, that's the part I'm always going to be tripped up by.
But it makes it easier because you're color and fill.
Yeah.
Than being the guy that's gonna be keeping the thing going.
I don't need the spotlight. I mean, all musicians.
Well, that end, like if you really get stuck, Bryan can stop.
That song keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bass player cannot stop.
Yeah, the drummer cannot stop.
So it's like, okay, if the guitar player is kind of weak in playing rhythm, then I'll take it upon myself to play a little bit stronger rhythm. Or if they need a lead player, then I can play lead stuff. But a lot of times what happens with the younger generation is like they fire all the time. They're always firing.
Yeah.
So when it's okay, take a solo, they kind of already did it already.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a little bit more dynamics. I mean, Jake is good at this too,
Well, he had a problem with that before, though,
No, I know, but see, that's learned. That comes with experience and maturity. Jake was always firing. He was so frenetic all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he knows.
So I'll tell you the story, and I think Jake will be okay with me telling it. But
we'll go find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Wait,
Jake mad.
No. This is after Nashville, yeah? Gonna come on.
No, this won't make him mad.
I know.
But so back in the day, there was a hot spot called Lava Cafe. What was the one?
Hot Lava?
Hot Lava Cafe. Yeah.
The old Sharks Cafe.
Over on University, by University, right?
Yeah.
So John Cruz used to play there every Sunday. And then I was not old enough yet. I couldn't even get in there.
You stand by the window.
I'd stand by the window. But Jake and Lopaka were old enough, so every once in a while they get to play, And then that was when forums were big, computer forums. You'd go on and just like have these communities online and some chats and all this stuff. So there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but there were these 2 guys that would write these long soliloquy reviews of the night at Hot Lava and stuff like that. And anyway, one night Jake came in and he played, and this guy, his name was, I think his name was, I can't remember.
But I know, maybe don't give his name,
but he had a code name or whatever. I don't never know his real name. But anyway, he wrote about the night, but he said there's this ukulele player kid who's really good, but he plays over everybody. He's just nonstop playing, like he's got to stop. And somehow Jake read that. I think maybe I was the one who showed it to him. I don't remember, but he got really it really affected him, and then so the next time he went there, he was just sitting in the back, just bump, bump, like one note at a time, right? And then then John Cruz was like, you know John, right? He's like, what the F are you doing? Kind of thing. And so he had this like big yo-yo of like, this guy criticized me for playing too much, and then John told me I'm not playing enough, and so I think
ruin his career that when you start thinking that much and you don't experiment.
Yeah.
No,
but you're young too.
Yeah. I mean, he's like 20, 21.
We all went through that though.
Yeah.
And that just comes from experience and maturity.
Yeah.
Because if you've been to a Jake concert lately, you can hear a pin drop when he plays his ballads and stuff. He's learned through experience to do that. Where with Pure Heart, before that, everything was in your face, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything was like...
Well, then again, wasn't it like that too? That's why.
Yep.
Like Eddie Van Halen kind,
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But, to me, there just needs to be balance. Because there's more of a dynamic impact.
And I think it comes with the age too, because when it's Pure Heart in the beginning, we're all really young, and so that high energy, in your face was great.
Young
Right?
puppies, man.
But now we're all coming up on our, we're gonna be 50s soon, right? You can't have the same dynamic, right? So
well, you could,
unless you make Jagger.
I guess so. Yeah.
No, but the texture, that's where the music evolves.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep playing the high energy, Pure Heart stuff. I mean, it's only like 20 minutes, then you're done.
Yeah.
No, because I've seen you guys perform at weddings, and the music changes.
Right.
And that comes with experience for one, and just maturity.
Yeah.
So.
And I watched him over the years. I watched how mature he's. The way he plays now, like from Dragon to like the 4/4-2 thing. He can just switch it up. And
that's what makes the music appealing.
Yeah.
The way he plays, because he's not singing, so he has to convey what he's feeling to his. He can't be yelling all the time. Which is right.
Yeah.
You gotta speak softly and just let the music breathe and not worry about the bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a.
This is like our camp right here.
I know.
No, this is though.
We didn't have to pay.
It's so.
Thank God.
Plus airfare and the hotel.
We never get the free meal.
Doesn't include the hotel. Go to George's and but there is an interesting dynamic when you're able to sit and play with these artists.
Yeah.
It's like I gotta chuck my ego at the door, and it's just for the good of this, not hey, follow me and I'm Bryan Tolentino. So,
well, with that, Bryan, I'm gonna have you accompany me.
Okay.
And we'll accompany ourselves out of here.
Music.
Because we're at the end of our show here. So
really?
Yeah.
Crazy,
we got some hard ups.
The time we're just blazing through.
So Henne koaka ko le apa me maui for you and I. Henne koaka ko le apa me maui for you and I. Anybody know the verse? Oh, darn it. Kawila makeneki onyon ni koki maui for you and I. Waikiki. I Waikiki mako ayan na ikapipistu e mea maui for you and I. Pod. Kapahulu. Kapahulu mako ayan na lipo e mea maui for you and I. Kakako. Kakako mako ayan na ikapipistu e mea maui for you and I. One more time, pause. eyes have met, our lips not yet. Malama pono kokino, I'm gonna get you yet. To the hyenas. Hyena mai kapuana, ko lea lea pa. E mea maa mauia, for you and I. What the hyena? Hyena mai kapuana, ko lea lea pa. E mea maa mauia, for you and I. For you and I. For you and I. For you and I. Hey.
So it's just adding color
Yeah.
to what is there.
Yeah.
You know.
Makes it sound pretty. That's what it does.
Okay.
But Bryan, thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. You're
Oh no,
always
anytime,
great to have.
man. Anytime.
And,
This is fun. Always fun. Always fun hanging
We're
with you guys.
off podcast next week, but we'll be back in July with more podcasts. You're on the High Sessions Hawaii channel. Thank you.
All right. Aloha.
See you guys.